People have asked us to do an update on the cabin. I think it's been 2 years now.
Over
2 years. So maybe we'll walk around outside of the cabin first. It hasn't changed much. I mean, this is basically an extension of the floor. We had a good gravel, we put a good gravel bed out, leveled it out. So it's been high and dry. I mean, that's pretty important. And the creosote telephone poles are a good base. You can notice, I think this is, it's moved up a bit. The joint there wasn't perfect, but it's moved up a little bit. The posts Pat donated work really good. They've been holding up pretty good. The garage door roofing panels, they've been holding up.
from Uncle Norman.
Yeah, Uncle Norman donated them. We use them on the lean-to as well, and they work good.
And also on the tower.
Yeah, well, we use them for windows, yeah. But no, the first year we put it up, we had 3 feet of snow on it. We had no issues with snow load. So far, it's been good. So we'll just go around the cabin now. Everything seems to be as we put it. It's still level, still plumb. There's no sagging. There's no cracking. It still seems to be stable. And the backside's good. We haven't had any issues. We haven't had anybody try to dig underneath and live there yet. We've had some mice issues, but
Well, you got rid of all those though.
yeah.
We haven't had mice issues in over 2 years now.
Well, we had mice issues this year.
Oh, did we? Oh, yes, because of the rock wall.
We had the rock wall around where the chimney was. So we took that rock wall out and we put cement board all the way around it as a fire stop. So we'll monitor that this year and see how that works out.
So you don't recommend putting rock wool around your chimney then?
No, they used to say rock wool, the rodents don't like it and won't burrow into it. Well, that's wrong. It's a fallacy. They love it. It's -40 around here. They'll find something to keep themselves warm. We've never had mice inside the cabin itself. Yeah.
But there's sheathing both sides so they can't get into the cabin.
Yeah, we'll talk about that once we get inside.
Oh, okay.
The mice, you can't keep mice out unless you got a square box with no holes in it. So the water worked good. We had lots of water here all summer. The rainwater kept the tank full. I just put an extension on it this year, for the fall, just so we don't get any ice. It's been drained and winterized. I'm ready for next year. So the lean-to, it's working just fine. There's no problems with it. It hasn't got any sag in it. And, I come up here in the wintertime, if there's 2 feet of snow in it, I shovel it off. And, it hasn't been an issue at all. We got some more building material for a project next year. Yeah, it might be a bit wider in the cabin, yeah. But, we'll get to that. So, people were a little concerned about these beams when we first did it, and if they haven't moved one bit, not one bit, and we haven't found a need to put a support in here. It's been good. Like you say, you keep an eye on it if the snow gets too high. Like this year we didn't have to do it, but last year we pulled some snow off it. But no, the door still closes like it should. The floor is still as level as we as when we built it. And the windows all open and work. And the wood stove worked well in that corner. And structure, I mean, we got 3/4 inch OSB sheathing the inside of this thing, and that just makes it incredibly strong. And you know, having all these dimensional boards for the ceiling and for the wainscoting, it just makes this structure so strong. I mean, I wouldn't have used 3/4 if we hadn't gotten it so cheap. It was stuff the hardware store wanted to get rid of because a lot of it is weathered, and some of the edges were pretty bad. So, I mean, we got it at $20 a sheet.
Yeah.
Which at the time, that stuff was going for $60 and $70 a sheet. So, I mean, and the nice thing about 3/4 inch plywood, I can put a screw anywhere in a wall, and you've got good support, and it helps support the pallets too. It just makes it, and the sheet metal on the outside. I mean, this structure, I've been up here in 60, 70 mile an hour winds, and you wouldn't even know it inside here. And it keeps, you know, in the summertime you can walk in here, it can be, you know, 30 degrees outside and it's 10 degrees cooler in here. So
You mean like right now we could hang meat in here? Yeah.
yeah. Well, that ifoil or
That R-foil or whatever it's called. Yeah.
It's called, you know.
That insulation does work.
It works. I mean, sealing it up, it works really well. It takes nothing to heat this cabin. I mean, it's a small cabin too, and no, we've had zero issues with the cabin since for 2 years now. So.
Hopefully she'll survive the next tree falling on her. Yeah, time for a walk.
Time for a walk.